the story of our world every day. Listen and your heart may open up. If ever you feel frightened of our world that's washed away, a mother is a mother, come to us. Women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will all live on, and so we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you. Women.
Thank you to all the sisters. We may be wrapping up the hashtag 101 Nights campaign on Election Day, but the Scheherazade Project...
Wait. Sorry, Lisa, but I'm just gonna interrupt you because this is the 101 Nights bonus episodes hosted and featuring the interns and everyone behind the scenes. Now we're going to be showing you what we do in terms of our art. The Scheherazade Project is a women's activism through storytelling arts movement that uses the power of art, female creativity, solidarity, and courage in promoting social justice, nourishing our spirits, and enabling a more beloved community. What you guys can do from now until January 6th, which is the end of the Georgia Senate runoff election, is watch our bonus episodes, share our bonus episodes, tell everyone you know about the Georgia runoff election and what it is, volunteer to get out the vote in Georgia by sending postcards or joining a phone bank. We did such an amazing job getting the vote out that this is just going to be another added bonus, another piece of cake. So make sure to tune in to all of our episodes. Make sure to tell all of your friends in Georgia to go vote. Tell them where they can go vote. Tell them where they can register. And I hope you guys enjoy these bonus episodes because we worked really hard on these and we really loved making everyone else's episode that we all wanted to do our own. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. Emily Goldman was attracted to the Scheherazade Project because it incorporates art and women's activism, which she finds to be a unique combination. She's inspired by creativity, which is why she is a University Innovation Fellow at Bucknell and focuses her studies on art and innovation. She's interested in all forms of art, including drawing, painting, studio art, and jewelry making, and hopes to incorporate these interests in her future career. Emily has worked with nonprofits in the past and is excited to see this organization grow. She is passionate about pursuing art in any way that she can, inspire others, and the Scheherazade Project is a perfect way for her to do so. Emily is a social media and marketing intern.
The story of our world every day. Listen and your heart may open up. If ever you feel frightened of our world that's washed away, a mother is a mother, come to us. Women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will all live on, and so we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you. Women, 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 women. The story of our world every day. Listen and your heart may open. that's washed away. A mother is a mother, come to us. Women, women, women.
Today, we are joining you from the Samek Art Museum at Bucknell University. We are only days away from the 2020 election, which marks 100 years since women gained the right to vote. My name is Teresa Engelbrecht, and I am the Registrar and Exhibition Manager, and this is my colleague Tiffany.
Hi, I'm the Public Programs and Outreach Manager at the Samek Art Museum.
We have selected 4 artworks from our collection of just over 6,000 objects. Each of them is by a female artist and sheds light on the power of female voices. So, let's have a talk. Adrian Piper completed this print for a portfolio benefiting the Alternative Museum in 1992. The museum was founded by artists in 1975, promising to be a space where political and socially conscious artwork could be presented outside of the commercial art world. By 1992, the museum had experienced cuts to funding and created the 10 Artist as Catalyst portfolio to benefit the museum. Artist Adrian Piper was one of 10 artists invited to create a work for the portfolio. She chose to reprise an earlier work as a screen print. The original work is an oil crayon drawing on top of a photograph. In the photograph, Piper is dressed as her alter ego, the mythic being. Between 1973 and 1975, Piper made a series of artworks as this alter ego, in which she adorned an afro wig and mustache and acted as a man walking through the streets of New York. The third in a series inspired this print. In it, we see an ambiguous, silhouetted figure with a speech bubble that reads, "Let's have a talk." The phrase is, not accidentally, a bit confrontational, the posture of the figure and its words implying a serious conversation to follow. Knowing that the figure in the image is Piper herself, dressed as a man, does little to clarify the ambiguous nature of the work or the statement the figure has made. Piper has many works that settle into nuance and ambiguity instead of cleanly defined labels or narrative. But the silhouetted figure lets us know that there is something to be said and that we are to listen. This can be the power of women's stories in art. We are called to listen, and through listening, perhaps we can begin to understand. The print resonated with me because it reminds me of the importance of difficult conversation, even in, or actually especially in, politically fraught times. I think we need to hear individuals' stories about their own experiences from the people themselves in order to make better sense of complex issues. And Adrian Piper, as an artist with a lot of kind of complicated identities and a very deep grasp of philosophy and conceptual and contemporary art, I think her work opens wide a lot of conversations that we need to have in this time, but also for the many decades that she's been producing work. I think it's also a print that, because it's part of our portfolio that centers the artist as a catalyst for social change, reminds us of the importance of looking at art as a way of understanding our world, of understanding artists' experiences, and of understanding each other. This next piece is also from a series. This is an etching by Colbits from her series of prints about the Weavers' Revolt. The series was inspired by a popular German play which tells the story of the 1840s revolt of weavers in response to the economic decline of the textile industry in the province of Silesia near today's Czech Republic. In the image, working-class men and women are ripping cobblestones from the street to throw towards this residence behind a gated wall. In the series, Colbits chooses not to show the figures as they would have appeared in the 1840s when the revolt took place, but rather in contemporary garb for the year in which it was printed, 1897. The series thus draws a parallel between a historic event and Colbits' concerns for workers' rights in turn-of-the-century Germany. The print resonated with me because even though it's from well over 100 years ago, it speaks to the power of change that can occur when we work together. It also suggests that anger can be justified. In this image, a lot of people are very angry. They are quite literally revolting. But action and angry action is sometimes a very necessary part of change. her series, this Weaver's Revolt series, ends in sadness. If you look at the last image, it's bodies being carried into a weaver's home. But it also gives this sense of progress, or at least the hope for progress.
Donna Ferratto is a photographer, photojournalist, and activist who has been photographing women for decades. Through her lens, she has captured women in America and all the obstacles they have and still face today. Ferratto was born in 1949. She has seen firsthand the struggle for basic equality that for my generation seem unquestionable, such as getting a loan without a male relative, job protection while pregnant, and legal ramifications for partner violence. I wanted to talk about both of these pieces in conjunction with one another. The first, Feminist Protest, Southern California, was shot in 1985, and the second, Women's March on the White House day after inauguration of President Donald Trump, Washington, D.C., in 2017. There are 32 years between the photographs, but they both display women protesting. In the 1985 photograph, you can see the words, "Go beyond the superficial. Reject male corporate-defined beauty in the mirror." At this time, there were only 2 female CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. You had men in the boardrooms and men in fashion dictating how a woman should look. In the photo, you can see the woman with the bullhorn taking a stand and refusing to allow ownership of her identity. In the 2017 photo, you can see the same. Donna Ferratto has spent a majority of her career photographing the darker side of people in her series of domestic and sexual abuse photographs. It makes me wonder if this woman stood out of the 500,000 participants in the march due to her message. The woman in the photo is topless and has painted "Still Not Asking For It" in reference to sexual assault. Both this image and the 1985 photo are women protesting. They have opinions, voices, and they will be heard.
What I find remarkable about these photographs, as well as the Adrian Piper print, is this use of text within image. And I think that's something that's so powerful in kind of this news-heavy culture that we're in right now, is this very literal using your voice. And Donna Ferratto's photographs capture that so well. We see the woman with the bullhorn. We see these, letters on this mirror that they have placed there to let people know what it is they're protesting for and why. And you really get this sense of female empowerment in her images. The body paint on the woman at the Women's March at Trump's inauguration, you can see that kind of hand-formed, painted text. You can see some sort of passion in that, and her posture, her gaze, there's a lot of power in that. And so I think even setting aside a lot of the frustration we might feel in still having to request our voices to be heard, is this kind of beauty in seeing women willing to stand up and demand that it happen. And I think Ferratto, as a female photojournalist, has this very special way of capturing that is both so respectful of the women involved and so truthful in the capturing. It doesn't feel staged because it's not staged, but I feel that these women respond to her lens differently than they would a male photojournalist. And I think that's an important part of understanding her work. And I think that's the case with all of these images, is knowing that there are women talking about issues that affect women is something that changes the way we perceive them. And that's the power of women in art, is looking at the documentation that they leave, whether it's photos, whether it's prints, whether it's paintings, or whether it's stories, and saying that they had a different way of looking at this and thinking about this, and that hopefully that'll shape the way that we talk about and think about future events as well. In each of the images, they know what they want, and they know that this is a step toward getting it. And I think that's a valuable part of being human. It's also a valuable lesson in this election year, is know what you want and know what it takes to get there, and don't be afraid to ask for that. And if you're watching this after the election and you have voted, please remember that your voice matters. It matters in election years, it matters outside of the election cycle, and that your story can be a great tool in not only you understanding yourself, but others understanding you, and us all making better sense of this complex world we live in.
So thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
So make sure to go to our website, join our mailing list to see what we're working on next, to give us ideas of what you guys want us to do next, because this is just the beginning. Donate using our Venmo at A1001 US Nights, or donate to our PayPal to help us support all of the artists, help us support all of the interns, people like me, help us continue this an amazing organization, and just help more and more and more people and celebrate art in even more ways. Also, another thing that you can do is you can buy our merchandise. We have merch now. So if you want to support us, if you want to support women in the arts, if you want to support all of the other campaigns that we have coming for you guys, then make sure to check out our merch. Go check out our Redbubble account, because it's good stuff, guys, for sure. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think, what you guys want us to be doing next, what we can do better, what you like that we do. And remember that you can always call on the Army of Shahrazads whenever you need it, whenever you need support, whenever you need to be inspired. Just call on us and we'll be there. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.
Our world every day. Listen and your heart may open up. If ever you feel frightened of our world that's washed away, a mother is a mother, come to us. Women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will live on, and so we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you.